think there's so many things that can be learned. And I remember we all went and seen it. Like I said, in Miami, I got to see the movie with Dr. Boyce and some other queens that were also on the trip with us, and we all were inspired in our own way. I remember like right after Dr. Boyce saying like, "How can I do this, but like do it for, do it in my way for finance, right?" So I think we all left the theater as an artist. Of course, I left thinking just making sure that, again, and I'm gonna say this again, just making sure you stay true to those, to that what's in you. I feel like that's the thing that makes the difference. If Michael didn't move on, he was like, no, 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 I want to do videos that feel like movies.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody was doing that, right? Nobody was doing Remember the Time
And
and
he
like
made other
Thriller.
artists mad with that. Other artists were
Yeah.
like, "What you mean? I didn't put my heart and soul into this album. I gotta go on tour and I gotta make mini movies. No, I'm not gonna do it." But he
Yeah.
changed the game and made that a complete. He made the music video a complete necessity.
Yeah, 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 yes. And so I feel like there is, though, Marlo, would you say, although we can never get another Michael Jackson again, there is something sweet lying in the authenticity and people's people's willingness to bet on themselves. Like you said, bet on themselves, bet on their ideas. And I think that just goes back to what we're talking about today, right? We're talking about betting on ourselves. I just seen Anonymous coming here like, what's happening? Y'all, we are not talking about a prom on a private jet today. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. We're talking about Michael Jackson. We just decided to just do current events today because coming back from Powher, it's been a little crazy, and none of my technology is working. So for the people in the room, I can't run videos. I can't do none of that. So
Mhm.
today we just go. We just talking.
We just
Um,
freewheeling it.
we
Y'all
just
are privy
freestyling.
to me
So
and
even
Sierra's
if you,
conversation, phone
yeah.
conversation.
So even if we're just being inspired by Michael Jackson today and his legacy and the movie and kind of what it made us feel in our soul, but also if you have seen something interesting, I'm scared to even say this, especially to the people in the chat. But if you've seen something interesting that you want to talk about, we're reading, and just shout it out so that we can kind of start a conversation. But Marlo wanted to talk about Michael Jackson today, and we may talk about it from a financial standpoint later on, but today we just decided to talk about impact and how you kind of keep that same, right? There'll never be another Michael Jackson, but there will be, if I think if you pour enough into it, people will be saying that about you. There'll never be another Miss Black Hollywood, Carmen J. Tierra Williams, another Marlo Layson.
Yeah.
If you do it right, right?
If you
Marlo,
do.
how do you
Yeah.
do it right? Like how do you do your journey right?
You stay true to who you are. Like, you have to know who you are, right? You have to be okay with who I am is not who they are, and just move in your own lane. And I think that that's the hardest part. I think the hardest part of being authentic is not looking at the runner to your left or the runner to your right and trying to change your form to match theirs. Like, you just got
Mhm.
to run your race. You got to be in it for you. You got to connect with the folks that you connect with, and when you do, everything else will fall into place. And I think that it's this idea of like constantly changing and transforming and becoming this person and becoming that person. Just stay centered and grounded in who you are, and you'll reap the benefits of that. Because that morning that you wake up and you don't want to be that person that you created anymore, that's when everything gonna fall apart for you. Everything is gonna fall apart once you decide that you don't want to be in this box that you created for yourself to get to whatever level or platform you're trying to get to. So I think being true to you and knowing who you are is going to be always standing the test of time.
Yeah, I agree. And don't be afraid. I meet a lot of people who are afraid to put things out because they're scared of the way it looks, or they have to wait until it's perfect, or how they articulated something, or what they said, and if they said it right, or if they don't like the way they look on camera. That was one of the things that I met a lot of women at Powher, and just I meet women at ABC, the people in the chat. When I have consultations, people generally just be like, well, I mean, I don't want to, I won't say the right things. But I think that I don't think any of that matters. I think that really the messenger, as long as the message is true and it's authentic, the messenger will be exalted no matter what, right? Like it, we will still, people will still feel it.